So, as they say, it finally happened, and we can see how the overall Wall Street moved and a blistering performance, but on the downside, where Dow Jones down by more than 500 points, Nasdaq down by more than 2%, and even S&P 500 down by 73 points. So it's a very big move, and I'm not surprised by the down move because I have been talking about this down move for the last 1.5 or 2 months rather. But what I am surprised about is the VIX, which jumped by more than 18%. So it's a big jump that we have seen as far as the VIX is concerned, and the Fed chairman does it again. So all credit goes to him. So let us see how the trend looks right now. So this is the price chart of Dow Jones. So finally after 2 months, 2.5 months, things have happened, and you can clearly see a range breakdown. And for the last 2 or 3 days, I've been saying that the range is getting narrower, which means something, and finally a release on the downside, and you can clearly see this was your range for the last 2.5 months, and the support that we are going to look at, previous support rather, was 32,684 and 32,552 or 550. But now, because Dow Jones is indeed closing below both these levels, so obviously a downside has opened up. Okay, so what's next? So right now we have 32,550 and 32,684, which will act as your resistance, because it was your previous support. Now because Dow Jones is trading below both these levels, these two levels will act as a resistance, and as far as the next support is concerned, it will be 31,737, and if Dow Jones falls below 31,737, we will move towards our next support, which is 31,000 on the downside. So now I think 1,000 or 1,500 points downside further opens up. I'm not going to say it will go back to 28,000 right now. Let us see how trend performs. We will go with each and every day. I mean, as because I'm talking about what will happen today. I'm not going to talk about what will happen after next 2 months. So for today, or for the very near term, 1,000 or 1,500 point downside has officially opened up as far as Dow Jones is concerned. For Nasdaq, here we are. Now it looks like we get our clarification, and whatever upside we have seen, I mean, I'm talking about this section, it looks like it was a false breakout indeed, and now the official downside has just opened up for you. Okay, so this is what we can see as far as the downside is concerned, and here we are. So now the range indeed opens up, and the next two big support we have in front of us will be 10,300 and 10,200. This is what we are going to look at as far as the next two big support are concerned, and it is within the range. So here the downside has just started. I mean, the difference between Dow Jones and Nasdaq is Dow Jones falls below the range, and Nasdaq's comes back into the range after the breakout. So in both the cases, downside just opened up. Uh, Talking about S&P 500, where the strength is actually very less, and it never settles above 4,000, 4,100. And now because it closes below this specific level, which is 3932 or less, so here we are. Now let me show you the trend, readjust the trend, and let me show you what we are going to look at next. So here we are. So this is the upper end of the range, and simultaneously on the downside here we are, the lower end of the range, and this is how the trend looks like. So you can now clearly see S&P 500 is trading somewhere in the middle of the range, and that's what I am very scared of for the last 2 or 3 days, and I have said it in my previous videos. If you want, you can go and check it out, that if you're looking at the overall range for S&P 500, it has closed below 3932, which now becomes your immediate resistance, but there is a very small support at 3889, and if S&P 500 falls below 3889, we are moving towards 3767, whereas your big resistance will be at 4100. So overall, uh, our range breakdown in Dow Jones, a false breakout in Nasdaq, and S&P 500 is trading in between a range but with a negative bias. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.